E2024 is here in Wickenburg, Arizona, one of 7 swing states in the upcoming election. We'll be talking to organizers who are hoping young voters will turn out and vote blue in November. Let's see what they have to say.
Oh my goodness, oh, it's good to be back in Arizona. Good evening, everyone.
Well, thank you very much, and a very big hello, Arizona, hello, Phoenix.
So in Arizona, we have a large number of independent voters. So about a third of our population are identified as independent registered voters, but among Gen Z voters, it was 50%. So we have a large number of individuals that were not and have never been part of the two-party system.
There are many Latinos that are registering as independents because they see the two-party system perhaps as the problem.
You have to remember, we have sort of like a two-party system. It was designed that way.
And I think part of that is our traditional lens of viewing everything between a Republican and Democrat is unpending. 80% of our population felt that the two parties not only didn't represent their interests, but didn't represent the interest of the country as a whole. Yeah, I think that's why Arizona is so unpredictable. Exit polling in 2022 showed that independents were about a third of the population, but they were 40% of the vote on election day. So they overperformed. And you don't know how they're going to vote.
On Monday, I officially became the Democratic nominee for President of the United States.
Independents were tracking towards Trump, and now they're tracking towards Harris.
Our opponents slander us as a threat to democracy. Trump is a threat to democracy. No, they're a threat to democracy.
In their eyes, they've seen this all their lives. So it's like, no, we want change. So when there was that change of the ticket, a lot more young people suddenly became interested again.
Hispanic American unemployment rate hit the lowest it's ever hit.
Probably the most significant trend has been the rise of Latino voter, particularly young people.
Traditionally, there's 3 groups of people that generally don't vote in large numbers. Young people generally don't vote. Poor people don't traditionally vote in large numbers. Latinos disproportionately live in poverty as well. And the third group of people that don't vote, regardless of ethnicity, are people that they have limited education.
And the household wealth of the median Hispanic family grew by 65%. That's a lot, Javier.
What is the Latino-Hispanic outreach by both campaigns when it comes to Arizona and Nevada? Because they're both going to have to be specific and customized. It cannot be a one-size-fits-all.
Really, being in a swing state like Arizona, you realize just how impactful one vote can be. I know we've talked about the Attorney General's race, Chris May. She only won by about 280 votes in this state. And when you win by 280 votes, that's basically the size of an ASU classroom. I go to Arizona State University and I look around and I'm like, this entire classroom can decide an election. And when you start to put things into perspective like that, realize just how much more influential one person can be, a young person can be, and how a whole Generation Z can be.
We win this state, we win the whole thing, and we're going to turn our country around.
We understand a lot of students will come out and vote. They'll vote for the top of the ticket and leave everything else blank. That's why we have Joe Biden winning in 2020. That's why we had Mark Kelly win in 2022, and our state legislature is still Republican-led.
And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedoms for every woman in America, I will sign it into law.
The fact that Arizonans will be able to vote on enshrining abortion rights into the Arizona Constitution is a huge thing that I think Gen Z and young Arizonans are super excited to be voting on. Of course, gun control is a huge thing here.
And we who believe in the freedom to live safe from gun violence will finally pass an assault weapons ban.
Young people, and myself included, have now grown up with shooting drills, lockdown drills being a part of everyday life. So when it comes to electing people that are going to represent us, you want to elect someone who's going to enforce gun safety laws, who's going to want to protect you from mass shootings instead of let just anyone go out and buy a gun. Especially in the state of Arizona with Gabby Giffords, we know just how much mass shootings can affect somebody's life.
And Arizona, we fight for the future. Hey, Nevada!
So Nevada has been a swing state obviously since 2000, I would say 2004, flipped in 2008 to a Democratic state, and then became part of sort of an ongoing presidential swing state map. The state population is majority minority, not a lot of people know that. 67% of voters here either have some college, they don't have a four-year degree. They might have some college, they might have no college. So it is very much like a hugely diverse, younger state, and I think probably will stay on the battleground map for some time to come.
Project 25, he believes in, I don't even know what the hell it is.
The belief, the true belief that one person, one of us in here can make a difference in somebody's life.
Knowing that our state can make a difference and knowing what's already happened in the past, I think is going to be a huge driving factor for people in our states, because we want to make sure that if we have a chance to affect it, we're doing everything we can to affect it.
So Nevada is one of the states where there has been the greatest swing from Trump to Harris.
Kamala is also pledging the largest tax hikes in American history, and Las Vegas hospitality industry would actually never recover from that. It's the largest tax hikes.
And so starting in 2008, ton of energy on the ground when then presidential candidate and Senator Obama was running for president.
We are 3 days away from change in the United States of America.
He won the state by 12 points, and then since then, the margin has decreased, but we've delivered the state for Democrats essentially every presidential cycle since.
I think as long as I can remember, I've heard just how important Nevada can be in an election, especially after 2016. I remember very vividly thinking that Hillary Clinton was going to win and then being completely confused and baffled, and my family too. We were all sitting in front of the TV like, what just happened?
You know, when we talk about Gen Z voters, when we talk about younger voters, that's 22% of the electorate here.
You know, I think Gen Z folks are outraged at our rights being talked about on a federal level, and our rights being debated every single election cycle, and we're done with it. So we want to pass permanent protections for the right to abortion so that no matter what happens, we are protected and protected for generations.
And the freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do.
Specifically in this state, we're lucky to have certain protections already in place, but that's not permanent. We know what could happen if a national abortion ban were to be put in place, and at the same time, we've also seen states that surround our own state slowly get their rights kind of taken away in that aspect.
Now, in more than 20 states, there is a Trump abortion ban.
On college campuses, it's easy to sort of think about people, you know, maybe leaning one direction or the other, but in a battleground state, especially like Nevada, where you have a huge percentage that are also not necessarily college students, these are folks that are looking for solutions for their lives.
Us personally here in Las Vegas, we had a huge shooting on October 1st a few years back, and then we had another one at UNLV less than a year ago.
We will defend the Second Amendment.
This huge thing happened and we're not learning our lesson. Like, does someone else have to pass away? Do I have to be stuck in a classroom for like 6 hours again, like waiting to be like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
For my friends and I, that was really big. We were in the building, and the things that we saw that day are never going to leave our minds.
And we, who believe in the freedom to live safe from gun violence, will finally pass an assault weapons ban, universal background checks, and red flag laws.
You want a gun, that's something you really want to do. Be prepared to just have like the mental capacity to handle one.
And that your children should be free to go to school without worrying about being shot dead in their classroom.
I think the fact that we've grown up in this society where we have to practice the possibility of getting shot 2 times a semester every single year, that's huge for us. I think it's going to be something that drives a lot of us to vote, and especially here in Nevada, this is something that was super recent.
Right, so you have Arizona and Nevada, both with significantly younger Latino populations. So that is the future. Like, that is where right these states are going. It is a hugely diverse. It's not just the Latino population. It's 9% of the electorate is African American. 9% is Asian Pacific Islander, with the greatest percentage being Filipino and like young people coming in. I think we can and will win Nevada. It is going to be close all the way.
And when the middle class is strong, America is strong.